Vitro, we got bulletproof glass now. Bitch, I turned up, I feel like I want a Grammy. I'm speaking Guapanese, I know he cannot understand me.
Hey yo, it's your boy Atomyc coming at you with another Elite Squad video, and today we are going to be talking about who I think are the best soldiers in the entire game. They are not necessarily the top 5 that you guys see on the screen here, because attackers have a higher power levels than defenders and supporters for obvious reasons. And another thing is, if you guys could leave in the comment section down below who you think the best soldiers in the game are, I would really appreciate that, because this game is still very brand new and we're all just learning it together. So maybe there are soldiers in the game that I miss personally that you guys will be able to teach me about, and maybe you guys will learn something new from my selection of soldiers in this game as well. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. So the first soldier that I'm going to talk about is the best soldier in this game, hands down. I mean, you want to have this guy on your team. Even if you unlock every single soldier in the game, there is no way you don't have this guy. And I am talking about the Doc, the support soldier right here. Let's go ahead and have a look at his ability. So first of all, he has this stim pistol. It administers a stim syringe to the soldier with the lowest percentage health, healing them for 150% ability power. This syringe can be administered at range using the stim pistol. Now the reason why that is very, very key, there are other soldiers, like one for instance that I'm going to talk about real quick. The other guy, his name is Winston Banks. He's very good. I have him on 7 stars, but in order for him to be able to use his heal, he actually has to stop, run across the map to the weakest person, and then drops the heal on them. And it's not even instantaneous, you know, it takes a while, and it scrolls up a little bit slowly. By the time he runs across and gets to them, they're most likely going to be dead. And even if they're not, the fact that it slowly goes up is not that great. So if we go back and look at the Doc, that is an immediate heal. It's usually like, I would say 40 to 50% of their entire health, and they are back in the battle. But that's not even why he's the best. That's where it starts to get crazy, is his never over ability. Fires a stim syringe at the first ally downed, including himself, to revive them with 40% health. Can only be used once per battle. That one time is literally all you need. There are so many times where obviously when you're playing this game, the enemy team, if you're going up against someone in arena, is going to target your high value soldiers, whether it's the attackers or whether it's the healers. So if they go down and you can bring them back to life with 40% health, and then combo that with the healing abilities that you have in your inventory, you can bring someone all the way back to like 70-80% health, and it's technically a 6v5. That's what it almost feels like, because they use all of their abilities to take you down, and yet here you are still standing. So in my opinion, this guy, the Doc, is the best soldier in the entire game. He does have a pistol. Of course, if this man had like an AR or a sniper or something, that would be completely unfair. But overall, his stats are just really good across the board. Now, if we go ahead and have a look at my second favorite hero in this game, or second favorite soldier in this game, I think that goes to Sam Fisher. He is an attacker, and he is in my starting lineup as well. And the reason why he is so good is his abilities. This guy's first ability right here, mark and execute. You mark the enemy with the lowest health and fire a targeted shot. If the enemy is below 25 health or 25% health, they are executed. Otherwise, they are damaged for 80% ability power. Repeat until 4 shots have been fired. With this ability alone, I have gotten so many kills, and he turns the fight really quickly. Especially when a lot of people on the battlefield are low health, low percentage health. He can literally just, from one person to the other, kill. A lot of the times you guys are going to notice when people get low health in this game, they can still stay alive because they get healed by the healers, they get healed by the group abilities and things like that. But he makes sure that doesn't happen. I can't tell you how many times this guy alone has clutched up for me. And then his other ability is Silent Killer. When reaching 30% health, apply stealth for 5 seconds. He will also automatically cast his active and increase his ability power by 100%. So he gets another mark and execute going. I mean, that mark and execute, in my opinion, might be one of the best aggressive abilities, one of the best attacking abilities in the entire game. I absolutely love having Sam Fisher on my team. As far as his what? Oh, I said he had a pistol. I said the other guy had a pistol. I'm pretty sure the other guy has a pistol. So he actually has an AR SC20K, and I have that like fully upgraded. Let me go make sure, because I might have made a mistake as far as the weapon that the Doc has. The Doc actually has an SMG, and I've got the P9. I've got the gold SMG on the Doc, so I do apologize about that. I forgot that it doesn't change the icon in the inventory. But moving on to the third soldier that I like using the most, I would have to say is probably, and he's down on my list right here, but the Nomad. The Nomad is considered, you know, an enforcer, and he's got the defensive shield, but he is actually a very high damaging, high value character. he has his first ability right here. It's called Sync Shot. Now this is similar to the ability that we were just looking at from the last soldier, and he marks the 3 lowest health enemies and fires synchronized shots, dealing 150% ability damage and purging all positive effects. If any targets are below 35% health, they are executed. 35%, that is a lot of health. He can take down so many people very, very quickly, and when you pair that up with I gotta get all the names. I gotta get all the names memorized. But if you pair that up with Sam Fisher, and you also have another guy on the battlefield who can take someone down immediately, you got 2 people that are just chunking down away at the weak opponents. And then you also have your airstrike, and it just, as a team, they're just so good. They synchronize really, really well together, and he's a talent. And then his other ability here is Thermal Vision. Immediately target any enemy that enters stealth. For 5 seconds, Nomad has 100% accuracy. That man does not miss. His weapon here is an LMG as well, so that's really good. And then I also pair him up, which brings me to my 4th favorite soldier to be using this guy. I play so many different games. I have, you know, soldier, hero, character. I get them all mixed up sometimes, and I believe it is my boy right here, Charles Bliss. He's the only one that I have at 8 stars, but his primary ability right here is air support. This is one of the coldest abilities in the entire game. He calls in a support helicopter to fire a spray of bullets in a wide line at the current target, damaging any enemies hit for 110% ability power, and he receives a shield of 50% health for each enemy damage. This field that he sends it in is very, very wide, so a lot of the times you're going to be hitting like 2, 3, 4. You might even catch the whole team on an air support. And if you combine that with the airstrike that you have, that's just so much AoE damage. And what that allows you to do is drop all their health down below 25% and now when Sam Fisher and the boys come in with their 25% and 35% execute, you are just cleaning house so quickly. Moving on to his overprotective. If an ally drops below 35% health, immediately taunts all enemies, targeting them for 3 seconds, and receives a shield of 40% ability power for each enemy taunted. So he's pretty much like protecting his weaker guys, you know, because like I said, they're gonna attack the healers, they're gonna attack the Sam Fishers, your aggros. So instead of letting them die, he's gonna go with that overprotective, get a shield, and absorb a lot more damage than those other soldiers necessarily could. His leader ability is charismatic, plus 15% weapon damage to LMB soldiers. And then the 5th and final person that I used in my specific starting lineup is James Doorsman. I've always loved this guy since I started playing the game. He was one of the first guys that I unlocked, and he is really good. He's more of a simple character, or a simple soldier, but he gets the job done. He's got the tear gas ability. He throws tear gas at the current target, exploding over a wide radius, damaging for 90% ability power, and leaving a cloud of gas for 6 seconds. While in the gas, enemies receive minus 40% accuracy debuff for 3 seconds. And then he has his other ability, the passive, the alpha. When a control effect is received, permanently applies minus 70% armor and resistance to the enemy who triggered it. That makes him very, very weak. A lot of control effects in this game, and I personally love the fact that his tear gas does AoE damage as well as lowers their accuracy. Now, if anybody in my starting lineup could be replaced by somebody, like while making this video, I did just notice it would probably be James Doorsman, but I just don't see myself replacing him, because that AoE, like all my guys have like some sort of AoE damage combined with the airstrike, combined with 2 finishers that can chop people down from 25-35% health. I think he fits my lineup really, really well. Now, we do have some honorable mentions, because there are some guys that I want to say are very good at this game, but may not necessarily fit into my lineup. And the first one I think I would say is Bard. Bard is actually very good, but one thing that I like to do in video games is to make sure that in every single situation, the character is useful. Bard can be very, very strong with this first ability, ADS Shield. He deploys the ADS Shield and taunts all out of cover enemies. While the shield is deployed, 20% of all incoming damage is reflected back at the enemy, charges the shield. After 5 seconds, unleashes the shield charge, sending a heat wave across the battlefield, damaging all enemies for 20% ability power, plus 40% all reflected damage. That is as broken as it sounds. It is actually a very, very good ability, but let's say you're going up against a team on a map where everybody is in cover, then it doesn't do anything. But if they're all out of cover, now it's doing a lot. So he's more of a situational guy, but I like consistency. I like to know that my abilities are going to be used and they're going to be effective in every single battle that I go into, which is why I don't use him. And then he does have a passive. When a control effect is received, applies a shield to self for 60% ability power. I feel like he's not doing much to help the team with that specific ability, so I don't have him in my starting lineup. Another honorable mention would be Montagne. He's probably one of the best soldiers you can get initially. I think everybody might have him. Run him in your lineup because his first ability here, LaRock, fully deploys LaRock and taunts the 2 closest enemies for 5 seconds. While LaRock is deployed, Montagne reduces 85% incoming weapon damage. And then he's got his heavy. For every 25% health missing, he receives 100% armor. So he's just more of a tank. He's just trying to distract the 2 guys on the field. While that is pretty good, you know, I wouldn't put him in my top 5 starting lineup because I'd rather have someone that's doing a lot for the team as well. It's hard to say that taunting could be very good as well. But if he's taunting someone, usually the closest guys are the other guys that have like pistols and whatnot, right? That aren't even going to be doing a lot of damage anyway. So taunting them, not necessarily the best thing in my opinion anyways. Do I have any more? I think those are the main guys. Those are the people that I think are the strongest in the game. If I am missing anyone, once again guys, please leave that in the comment section down below. I've gone through every single one of these guys' abilities, and I truly believe that the best starting lineup in this game is Charles Bliss, Sam Fisher, James Dorsman, the Doc, and the Nomad. But let me know because I'm always looking to improve my lineup. Like I said, if anybody's going to get shaken down from this lineup that I currently have, I do think it's going to be James Dorsman, because Nomad and Sam Fisher with the finishing capabilities, Charles Bliss with the airstrike AoE, and the fact that we have the Doc that can revive himself and other players, I don't see any of those guys getting replaced. But if James has to get replaced, then it has to be done. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope to help you guys out, and I'll catch you in the next one.